Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Young and the Restless has fallen into a terrible pattern over the last few years of introducing one male antagonist, Dumas, after another, Tucker after another, Ashland, to take on the great and powerful Victor Newman. Why is the pattern so terrible? 1. We've been trained to know that Victor will never lose. Can't. So these stories aren't suspenseful at all. 2. Even if one of these guys did get the best of Victor, it wouldn't resonate. What the big man needs is to be taken down by a bigger woman. As it is, both Young and Restless and Sister Soap Bold and Beautiful are suffering from female troubles. While the latter turns almost every woman into a character whose sole purpose is the getting of a man, Daphne, Brooke, or the keeping of a man, Taylor, the former keeps telling us that its leading ladies are strong and independent, and then having them accept jobs from their significant others, Sally, Chelsea, Nikki. Even worse is what the show has done to Audra. Historically, Young and Restless has also gotten Victor into the appalling habit of weaponizing women like they were guns to be aimed at those that he dislikes. Remember when he gave unstable Patty Williams plastic surgery and turned her loose on Jack? Or when Victor allowed Jack to be kidnapped by the also unstable Kelly Andrews while he dropped a lookalike drug lord in Phyllis' bed? Unacceptable. But Young and Restless could start to move in the right direction by introducing a female tycoon who not only targets Victor's empire but actually manages to take it from him. For decades, he's bragged that he's a self-made man, that he came up from nothing to become a titan of industry. Well, let's see him put his money where his mouth is. If he did it once, shouldn't he be able to do it again? Review Victor's life in photos. This time, of course, Victor would be trying to rebuild rather than build, and with a new obstacle in his way, the woman who put him down and intends to keep him there. How satisfying would it be to see Victor toyed with the same merciless way that he so often has Jack and Billy and even his own children. Plus, head writer Josh Griffith loves making up new old characters, and he could do so again here. Let the woman in question be a former lover of Victor's. We'll call her Joyce Del Monte. She stood by him as he began climbing the corporate ladder, only to have him dump her for first wife Julia Newman when he decided he needed someone classier by his side. But Joyce was no dummy. She paid attention to Victor's moving and shaking, and left to her own devices, she did some of her own. Now she's back to do what her ex taught her, to take, no matter who it hurts, and then shrug off the misbehavior as simply business. Imagine the fun it would be to cast Joyce, too. A who's who of soap greats could fit the bill, from Days of Our Lives underused Leanne Hunley Anna to One Life to Lives Erica Slezak Vicky to Guiding Light vet Maeve Kincaid Vanessa. The enemy Young and Restless, Victor should really be worried about isn't Jack, Billy or Dumas. For decades, Victor Newman has reigned as the indomitable titan of Genoa City. Ruthless, calculating, and seemingly always one step ahead, he's faced off against a carousel of enemies, Jack Abbott with his smug swagger, Billy Abbott with his reckless vendettas, and most recently, the enigmatic and elusive Jordan Dumas. But while Victor's eyes have long been trained on familiar adversaries and shadowy threats, the greatest danger lurking in his empire isn't across the boardroom or hiding in a secret bunker. It's closer, much closer. The enemy Victor Newman should really be worried about is inside his own house. And her name is Victoria Newman, the queen in waiting. Victoria has been Victor's heir apparent for most of her life. Groomed in the fires of Newman Enterprises, she has survived scandal, betrayal, heartbreak, and corporate warfare. She's sharp, shrewd, and shares more DNA with her father's ruthless side than she probably cares to admit. For years, Victor saw in her a protégé, someone who could carry the Newman legacy into the future while preserving his own iron grip over the company. But what he's failed to see, or perhaps refuses to acknowledge, is that Victoria is no longer interested in being his shadow. She wants to be his successor. On her own terms. And she's tired of waiting. A different kind of threat. Jack Abbott is a constant thorn. Billy is a powder keg with a fuse made of pure chaos. And Dumas, a mystery wrapped in a vendetta. But all of them are external threats. Victor thrives on enemies he can outmaneuver, manipulate, or destroy. His playbook has always relied on positioning himself as the central force, the puppet master. Victoria doesn't need to be outmaneuvered, because she knows the moves already. She's watched, learned, and even anticipated them. She's studied under the master, and now, she's rewriting the rules. She doesn't attack head-on like Billy. She doesn't outwit with smirks like Jack. And she doesn't need to haunt from the shadows like Dumas. Victoria plays the long game. Quietly, methodically, and without mercy. Seeds of rebellion. Victor's greatest blind spot has always been his assumption that loyalty is owed to him simply because he demands it. He's always expected Victoria to fall in line, to take his criticism with dignity, and to accept his backhanded gestures of respect as praise. But loyalty, even familial loyalty, frays when it's stretched too far. And Victor's frequent undermining of his daughter has pushed Victoria to the edge more than once. There was the time he passed her over for Adam. The time he fired her publicly and gave her seat to a rotating cast of sons and surrogates. The time he humiliated her in front of the board, only to teach her a lesson. Victor called it business. Victoria felt it as betrayal. Now she's learned that in the Newman family, respect is something you take, because asking for it gets you burned. And so, behind her poised smile and power suits, Victoria is plotting something bigger than just a promotion. She's planning a coup. Alliances in the shadows. The most dangerous people in Genoa City aren't the loud ones. They're the ones who know how to wait, how to move pieces quietly, and how to weaponize trust. Victoria knows this. Which is why she's forming quiet alliances, not with her father's enemies, but with his blind spots. Take Nate Hastings. Once a wildcard, now a calculated operator with just enough ambition and just enough moral ambiguity to make him useful. Victoria knows how to dangle power and whisper visions of glory that get men like Nate to follow. Then there's Claire Grace, Victor's long-lost granddaughter, recently folded into the Newman family after surviving the twisted manipulations of Jordan Dumas. Claire has every reason to be loyal to Victor for rescuing her, but she also has something even more powerful, a need for identity, belonging, and control over her own narrative. Victoria sees in Claire a younger version of herself. And if she plays her cards right, Claire could become not just an ally, but a weapon. Even Adam, the perennial rogue, could become a pawn in Victoria's quiet rebellion. He's unpredictable, volatile, and often his own worst enemy, but if there's anyone who knows how to manipulate Adam, it's Victoria. Especially if she frames it as justice against their father. Bloodlines and battlefields. The irony of Victor's empire is that he built it for his family, but his obsession with control has turned that family into a battlefield. Every child of Victor Newman has felt the sting of his approval dangling just out of reach. And while most have tried and failed to either earn or escape it, Victoria has finally chosen a third path. She'll take it. No more boardroom humiliations. No more being benched when Adam stirs the pot. No more being punished for playing the very game Victor taught her. The battle for Newman Enterprises isn't just about power, it's about identity. And Victoria is ready to claim hers, even if it means overthrowing the very king who put her on the board. Why Victor should be worried? Victor has always believed he can see the attack coming. He prepares for boardroom ambushes, hires private security, and reads people like spreadsheets. But what he can't see, or refuses to see, is that the daughter he raised to be his protégé no longer wants to be his subordinate. She's not waiting for his permission. She's not asking for his blessing. She's building her own throne, right next to his. And when the moment comes, Victoria won't need to shout. She'll simply smile, take her seat at the head of the table, and remind everyone exactly whose name is on the building. Because Newman doesn't just mean Victor anymore. It means legacy. It means evolution. It means Victoria. Endgame. A new era. The final irony. Victor may never see it coming. Not because he's lost his touch, but because his pride has made him blind to the fact that the most dangerous enemy is the one who doesn't want to destroy you. They just want to replace you. So while Jack continues his corporate sparring, while Billy rages through another crisis of purpose, and while Dumas lurks in shadows, Victor's real reckoning is preparing for a quiet revolution. Thanks for watching this video and please subscribe our Update World 24 YouTube channel for more update news.